See, in the previous class, we have seen posting of invoices and the posting of payments. Full payments we have seen. So sometimes the vendor, sometimes we may make the part payments to vendors. So if the part payments are done to vendors, how to process them in a second. Part payments. There are two methods to deal with the part payments in SAP. They are partial payment method and residual payment method. So I will explain you both the methods. Partial payment method. Under this method, the system displays both the amount of the invoice and part payments made as open items. See, under this method, the system displays both the amount of the invoice and part payments made as open items. Here you have to understand open means pending items, right? Now, when the total of the part payments made is equal to the amount of the invoice, the part payments are cleared against the invoice amount. So while doing the procedure, I will explain you. First, let us post one purchase invoice, F-43. Document date is 6/2/2023. Type is KR. Company code SSKH. Posting date 6/2/2023. Period 11. Currency INR. Posting is 31. Credit for vendor for invoice. Account is 8106. Account is 8106. Vendor number. Just a minute. That's F4. 1851, sir. Vendor is equal to 1851. Our company code is SSKH, right? Our company code is SSKH, no? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. SSKH.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So account is 1851. Click on enter. The amount is 50,000. Business area SSKH. Payment terms 0001. Baseline date 6/2/2023. Text being goods purchased. Text being goods purchased. Posting key 40. Account is 2,120,000. Click on enter. The amount is asterisk. Business area SSKH. Text plus. Click on save. Now, somebody asked me, I think Vishal Thakkar, he asked me to display the contents of the tables, right? How to display the contents of the tables. Vishal Thakkar, are you there?
Yes, yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay.
So it's Urvi Thakkar, yeah.
Sorry?
It's Urvi.
Yeah, Urvi, yes. See,
Yeah.
here,
Okay.
when we post the purchase invoice, in this case, the system has updated 3 tables. BKPF, right? Document header table. Then BSEG, document to line items table. BSEAK, index table for vendor open items. BSIS means GL account to open items table. BSIK means K for vendor account type. S for GL account type, right? That's how you can understand, you can remember the table names also. BSIK, right? Index table for vendor open items. Let us see the tables. So she wants to see the contents in the tables. So go to SC16N to display the contents of the table of a company code, right? You have to go to the transaction code SC16N, which is called general table display. So which table you want to display? BKPO, right? Then enter the table name, click on enter. Here, company code SSKH, document number 12 all nights, right? Then fiscal year 2023. So here, whether you post the GL document or vendor document or customer document header table is BKPF, right? So you want to display, right, header contents of all the documents posted, or you want to display headers of only the vendor invoices. I want to display headers of only the vendor invoices. In that case, document type KR. Document type KR. Sorry, fiscal year 2022, yes. Document type KR. Then you click on execute. See, in accounts payable, till now we have posted 3 documents. So this is the information what you maintain in the document header. Fiscal year, type, document date, posting date, period, entered at time. So these are all the fields in the document headers. Now I want to display line items, right? Click on back arrow. What is the line item table? BSEG. Sorry, yes, BSEG. So I want to display line items of only purchase invoices, right? In that case, company code SSKH, document number 12 all nines. Then I want to display line items of purchase invoice, fiscal year 2022. Okay. So here in this case, if you click on execute, the system will display the line items of all the documents posted, including GL, vendor, customer, etc. See, for each document, right, there will be 2 line items. Document number 1, 1. Line item number 1, line item number 2. Document 2, document 2. Line item number 1, line item number 2. So like that, you can display the contents of the tables in the SC16N transaction code. Now, in the case of vendors, right, I want to display open items, right? Open items table is, I told you, no? Open items table is BSIK. Vendors open item table is BSIK, right? So in that case, how to display BSIK table? Actually, I came to my hometown on my mother's final ceremonies. So here the net is a little bit slow. Please bear with me. By day after tomorrow, all my ceremonies will be over. Next Saturday, Sunday, we have the classes on weekends also. Because some ceremonies are to be performed early morning to afternoon. So the server is slow. What happened? Server hang up. Try anybody to log into server, please. Are they working properly or not? Log into the server and you enter one transaction with F-02. See how that is executed. For me, the system has a hang up. See BSIK. Go to SC16M. Right? Table BSIK. Click on enter. Then company code SSKH. Vendor 1851. Right? Click on execute. See, in this vendor account, there is one open item. Right? Now she wants to display the open items in the table BSIS. BSIS table means index table for GL account open items, right? See, table BSIS, okay? So, company code SSKH, then GL account 1,500,000, outstanding expense account. Then click on execute. System says that no values found. Means there is no any open items in the GL account 1,500,000. That you can check in the transaction code FBL1N, FBL3N, sorry. GL account 1,500,000, company code SSKH, click on execute. See, here open items were selected and the system is saying that there are no any open items. Now, BSEAS. BSEAS means secondary index table for GL account cleared items, right? See, go to SC16N. Now display the table name BSEAS, right? Company code SSKH. Now the system will display the cleared items. GL account 1,500,000. So in this GL account, open items are there, right? Open items are there. Oh, company code I did not. Just a minute. No, here server is perfect, but my system is slow. My internet is slow here at my native place. SC16N. Table BSEAS. Click on enter. Company code SSKH. GL account 1,500,000. So it will display cleared items. See, if you remember in the 1,500,000 transaction code, we posted one accrual document. Then after that, it was reversed. So there were two cleared items. Urvi Thakkar, clear, no?
Yes, sir. Now clear.
Okay.
Thank
Now,
you.
coming to this current topic, processing of party payments through partial payment tab. So we posted an invoice of 50,000, right? Then posting of part payment, F-53. Whether it's a full payment or part payment, it is always posted in F-53 only. Document date is 6/2/2023. Document date is 6/2/2023. Type is KZ. Company code SSKH. Posting date 6/2/2023. Period 11. Currency INR. Under bank data, account is 2,100,000. Business area SSKH. Amount is 35,000. text being part payment to vendor. Under open selection, account is 1851. Click on process open items. So how can you say this is part payment? Here, invoice amount is 50,000, amount entered is 35,000. So if the amount entered is less than the invoice amount, obviously that is the part payment, right? Now, click on partial payment tab. This is called partial payment tab, right? So click on this. Then double click on net amount column and payment amount column. Remember, in order to post the payment, either in accounts payable or account receivable, always this not SN column should be 0, right? So double click on net amount column and payment amount column. See, not SN has become 0 now. Again, I'm repeating. After clicking on this partial payment tab, double click on net amount column and payment amount column. Click on save. See, document 4,03,000 was posted. Then display line items of the vendor, FBL 1M. Vendor account is 1851. Company code SSKH. Select to open items. Operate key date 6/2/2023. Layout is one SAP. Click on execute. See, there are two open items here. Status red color means open item. Here, first line item is document type KR means invoice. Invoice is open item. I told you, no, open means pending. So you have to interpret these line items in this way. Invoice is pending for what? For clearing. Invoice is pending for clearing. So when does the invoice is cleared? When the payments are set off against the invoice, right? So here, document number 4,03,000, document of KZ means payment document, is also shown as open item. So this is the part payment. So this payment is also pending. Why? Pending for what? This payment is pending for setting off against invoice. That's how you have to interpret. See, invoice is pending to be cleared and payment is pending to be set off against invoice. So when we set up the payments against the invoice, then operators will be cleared. So when can we set up the payments against invoice? When the payments are equal to invoice amount, then only we can set up. Otherwise, we cannot set up. This is the meaning of that sentence. See, under this method, the system displays both the amount of the invoice and the part payments made as open items. So there are two open items. Invoice is pending to be cleared and part payment is pending to be set up. Now, let us assume we have paid the remaining amount. Post the remaining outgoing part payment, F-53. Document date is 6/2/2023. Type is KZ. Company code SSKH. Posting date 6/2/2023. Period 11. Currency INR. And of course, you see at this point of, see, invoice amount is 50,000 and we have paid a part payment of 35,000, right? If you go to FK10N, vendor account balance display, so in the vendor account, it will show still you have to pay 15,000. So with every part payment and full payment, vendor account is automatically updated. Only the difference is with reference to line item display, right? So let us assume we have paid the remaining amount. Document date is 6/2/2023. Type is KZ. Company code SSKH. Posting date 6/2/2023. Period 11. Currency INR. Under Banku data, account is 2,100,000. Business area SSKH. The amount is equal to 15,000. Text being final payment paid. Text being final payment sent or final payment paid. Under Wapatam selection, the account is 1851. Click on process open items. Click on partial payment tab. Double click on net amount column and payment amount column against the invoice document number. You can identify the invoice document with the help of the document type. Click on save. Now, display vendor line items, FBL 1N. Vendor account is equal to 1851. Company code SSKH. Select open items. Open key date 6/2/2023. Layout is one SAP. Click on execute. Look at the screen. Even though the amount to be paid is 0, right? But there are 3 open items. First one is invoice KR minus 50,000. This is called credit to open item, right? Then next 2 documents are KZ and KZ, means part payments. And the part payments are debit to open items, right? So the invoice is pending to be cleared and the part payments are pending to be set off against invoice. So when we set up the part payments against the invoice, both of them will be cleared. But to set up the part payments against the invoice, right, the sum of the debit to open items should be equal to sum of the credit to open items. Write down one point there. Here, write down one point. When the sum of the debit to open items, SCM sum, when sum of the debit to open items is equal to sum of the credit to open items in accounts payable, we can clear them. We can clear them in F-44. We can clear them in F-44. So sum of the debit to open items are equal to sum of the credit to open items. So we can clear them in F-44. At this point of time, if you display the account balance, see, vendor account balance is 0. But only there are 3 open items in the vendor line items display. Now we can clear them. Sum of the debits are equal to sum of the credits. So we can clear them. So the next step is clearing of party payments against the invoice, F-44. Account is 1851. Clearing date is 6/2/2023. Period 11. Company code SSKH. Currency INR. Click on process open items. Double click on all the line items. You can double click on, right, top to bottom, bottom to top in any order or randomly also. You just have to double click on all the line items. Click on save. See, document 31 was posted, right? In the company code SSKH means the document was posted in the general ledger. Write down this point also there. In the partial payment method, when the clearing is performed, the system will post the document. In the general ledger, the system will post the document in the general ledger without any line items. It contains only document header. That means the system will update only BKPF table. Look at the screen, please. Document 31 means GL document, right? So if you go to FB03, see, no items are there. If you click on the document header, document APAB, accounting document. That is clearing. See here, document status A means clearing document. Write down. The clearing document header is updated. With the document status A. Next, vendor line item display, FBL1N. Vendor is equal to 1851. Company code SSKH. Select open items. Operating key date 16/2/2023. Layout is on SAP. Click on execute. See, system is saying no item selected. That's how we can use the partial payment method to process the part payments. My voice is clear or is it breaking?
Sometimes it's breaking, sir.
Yes, that's what I noticed. Yeah. Sometimes my internet is unstable. Anyhow, now residual payment method. So under this method, only the remaining amount is shown as open item. Means if you take the previous example, right? Invoice amount is 50,000 and you have paid 35,000. Remaining amount 15,000. That only will be shown as open item, not invoice and part payment. Only the remaining amount is shown as open item. Now, Chaman Singh is asking to show cleared items, right? Select cleared items, click on execute. See here, document KR, right, is cleared with the payment document, clearing document number 31. Clear, Chaman? Now, residual payment method. Under this method, only the remaining amount is shown as open item. For this, the system clears the total amount of the invoice, means vendor is debited with the total amount of the invoice, and the system creates another line item for the remaining amount. That means vendor is again credited with the remaining amount of the invoice. Means what? I will show you this while doing the procedure. I will explain you while doing the procedure. Post the purchase invoice F-43. Document date is 6/2/2023. Type is KR. Company code SSKH. Posting date 6/2/2023. Period 11. Currency INR. Posting key 31. Account is 1851. Click on enter. Amount is 20,000. Business area SSKH. Payment terms 3001. Baseline date 6/2/2023. Text being goods purchased. Text being goods purchased. Posting key 40. The account is 2,120,000. Click on enter. The amount is asterisk. Business area SSKH. Text plus. Click on save. So out of 20,000 invoice, let us assume you paid 15,000. So post the part payment F-53. Document date is 6/2/2023. Type is KZ. Company code SSKH. Posting date 6/2/2023. Period 11. Currency INR. Under bank data, account is 2,100,000. Business area SSKH. Amount is 15,000. Text being part payment to vendor. Text being part payment to vendor. Click on process open items. Sorry, under open item selection, the account is 1851. Under open item selection, the account is 1851. Click on process open items. Till now, the procedure is same. Now, click on residual items tab. Click on residual items tab. So if you want to use the partial payment method, you click on partial payment tab. If you want to use the residual payment method, you click on residual items tab. Simple. Then double click on net amount column and residual items column. See, in the residual items column, 5,000 is taken. Residual means the amount which is still remaining left over. See, not as and has become 0. Click on save. Now look at the screen. Here, cash account is credited with the actual amount you paid. Cash account because posting key 50, right? Then vendor account is debited 20,000 because posting key 25. So posting key 25 means debit for vendor, right? So Vijay and Company vendor is debited with 20,000, but you paid only 15,000, right? Then what about remaining 5,000? For that, still you have to pay remaining 5,000. But for that, the system created another line item, right, with another posting key. Posting key 36, right? Vijay and Company vendor minus 5,000. So posting key 36 means what? Credit for vendor for payment difference. Write down this point there. Posting key 36, credit for vendor for payment difference. I will explain you why the system creates another line item with the another posting key. Okay. Now, one more thing is, look at the screen. Here, this line item is in blue color. So whenever you notice any line item in the blue color, right, we have to understand that some information is to be provided for that line item. If you, unless you provide that information for that line item, you cannot post. See, correct the marked line item. Marked line item means blue line item. So if you double click on the blue line item, the system will take you to the field where the information is to be given. See, double click on the blue line item. See, cursor is there against the text. So text is equal to being remaining amount due. Text is equal to being remaining amount due. Click on save. Now, display vendor line items, FBL1N. Vendor account is 1851. Company code SSKH. Select open items. Opened key date 6/2/2023. Layout is one SAP. Click on execute. See, only remaining amount is shown as open item. Now you see the document type KZ, right? Now I'm adding one field here. I'm adding posting key in the line item display. See, here for this line item, posting key 36 means user can understand that this is not the original invoice amount. The original invoice amount is something else, right? The original invoice amount is something else. So we have paid some part payment. So it is showing remaining amount is to be paid. That is the meaning of posting key 36, credit for vendor for payment difference. So this amount is due towards the payment difference. Means the amount of the invoice was something else. That's why system creates another line item with another posting key. Then it is not there in the material. Let us post the remaining amount. Let us assume you have paid the remaining amount, 5,000. Let us see how to post it. Very simple. Just look at the screen. Being final payment sent under open item selection account is 1851. Click on process open items. Here, the amount entered is 5,000. The amount due on the invoice is 5,000. Remember, there is a little difference between the amount of the invoice, the amount due on the invoice, right? Sometimes these two are different. So when the amount entered is equal to the amount due on the invoice, we can set up them directly. Click on save. If you go to FBL1N, no item selected. Here, go back to the payment posting. Here, to set up the amount entered against the invoice, the amount entered should be equal to the amount due on the invoice. Yes, we can pay any number of times, right? Suppose if the invoice amount is 25,000. One time you can pay 10,000, another time you can pay 5,000, another time you can pay again 5,000, another time you can pay and again 5,000. 4 times you can pay if the vendor agrees. So tomorrow we start house bank, right? Any questions from anybody? This weekend we do have the classes.
So, sir, just a question is that while posting the transaction, my tolerance group for user is working, right?
Ah, yes.
And while clearing the transaction, like through F-44, it's for vendor is working or its tolerance group for GL is working at that time?
No. Tolerance groups for vendors will work.
At that time, tolerance group for vendor will work.
Yes.
Okay,
And also tolerance groups for users.
users.
Both will come into picture. That I will explain you. We have a separate topic on that, don't worry. I will clearly show you.
Okay, fine. And another question is that the negative payment posting, I have seen one thing is that in the document type also we can control that, and in the global settings also we can control.
No. Document type controls with which document type the reverse document is to be posted,
Okay,
right? But in the global parameters, whether you can use the reverse function or not is controlled.
okay. So if I uncheck that in the document type and if I check that in the global parameter, so can I, like for any particular document, like for if I take an example with the essay document, in the essay document, if the control in the control parameter, if I uncheck that negative posting, and if in the global parameter, if I check that, and while doing the posting, will the system throw an error with the essay type document?
No. See, you can reverse, but totals will be changed. If you select a reverse posting, right, negative postings permitted, what happens? System keeps the totals unchanged by posting the rectification on the same side instead of posting the rectification on the opposite side. So system will keep the totals unchanged, totals of the account unchanged when by selecting negative postings permitted. And for the document type SA, you did not specify any document type reverse, right? In that case, the reverse document is also posted with the document type SA only.
Okay.
I gave you the notes also, I think, at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Okay.